In ancient Rome, there was a color so powerful that wearing it without permission could get you killed. It wasn't red, it wasn't black, it was purple. And the story behind this single color reveals one of the strangest obsessions in human history. It started with something you'd never expect: sea snails. Deep in the eastern Mediterranean, along the coast of a city called Tyre, fishermen discovered that a certain species of sea snail produced a mucus that, when exposed to sunlight, transformed into a deep, rich, blood-like purple. They called it Tyrian purple, and it would go on to become one of the most valuable substances in the ancient world. But here's the problem. Extracting this dye was brutal. Each snail produced only a single drop of the precious liquid. To make just 1 gram of pure Tyrian purple dye, workers had to crush and boil over 10,000 snails. To dye a single robe, you needed hundreds of thousands of them. The smell alone was so overwhelming that dye production facilities were forced to operate outside city walls because the stench of rotting shellfish was unbearable to anyone living nearby. This incredible cost meant that Tyrian purple became more valuable than gold itself. By weight, a pound of this dye could cost more than most people earned in a year. Only the wealthiest, most powerful individuals could even dream of owning something dyed in this color. And that's exactly why Rome decided to control it. As the Roman Empire grew in power, its emperors realized that purple wasn't just a color anymore. It was a symbol of absolute authority. So they passed sumptuary laws, strict rules that dictated exactly who was allowed to wear it. Julius Caesar was among the first to claim purple as his own, reserving full purple togas exclusively for himself. Later, Emperor Nero took it even further. He declared that anyone caught wearing Tyrian purple without his permission could face severe punishment, including exile from Rome, seizure of property, or, in the most extreme cases, execution. Think about that for a moment. A color. Something as simple as the clothes on your back could be a death sentence depending on its shade. Senators and high-ranking officials were allowed a small compromise. They could wear a single stripe on the edge of their toga, known as the latus clavus, just enough to show status without directly challenging the emperor's exclusive claim to the full color. It was a visual hierarchy woven directly into the fabric of Roman society. One glance at a person's clothing told you everything about their place in the empire. The obsession with purple didn't end when Rome fell. Byzantine emperors carried the tradition forward, and the phrase "born in the purple" came to describe royal children born to a reigning emperor, literally born inside a palace room draped in purple fabric. Kings and queens across Europe continued to associate purple with divine right and royal bloodlines for over 1,000 years after ancient Rome first made the color forbidden to ordinary citizens. Even today, that ancient law still echoes through our culture. Purple remains the color most associated with royalty, luxury, and power, even though almost nobody knows why. When you see a king's robe, a graduation gown, or even a luxury perfume bottle wrapped in deep purple packaging, you're witnessing the distant legacy of a rule created 2,000 years ago, one born from crushed sea snails and imperial paranoia. So, the next time you see the color purple, remember, it wasn't always just a color. In ancient Rome, it was a symbol so powerful that owning it without permission could cost you everything you had, including your life. And that raises an interesting question. If a modern government tried to ban an ordinary citizen from wearing a certain color today, would people accept it, or would it spark outrage? Let me know what you think.